Hey guys, I just wanted to take some time because we want to talk about some girl stuff here. And as girls, we have emotions, we have hormones, we have all sorts of wonderful things that make us up. But one of those things that can get us into trouble is when we find ourselves in the funk. Now, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Whether it is a self-imposed funk or whether it is a funk from external circumstances, we all get in a funk. So today I wanted to do my top 10 tips for getting out of the funk. Okay, first of all, we've got to figure out the funk, because sometimes our funk is about something we have to endure because it's what's being done to us, and sometimes there are situations that we can actually control. So figure out why you are in the funk. Is it because you're tired all the time, you're grumpy, and it's because you're overscheduled and you really need to pull back on some things? Or perhaps you need to stop spending some money and stick to your budget, or make a budget because the finance is what's getting you into a funk. Whatever it is, it's about figuring out what it is, because if you have to endure it, that takes a different mindset than actually if you can do something about it and make some changes. So figure out your funk. You just got to be kind to yourself. And sometimes the best thing that you can do is take a nap. All you need sometimes is 20 minutes. A power nap will do amazing things for your emotions and for being able to just get enough sleep to last you through the end of the day. So be kind to yourself, take a nap. Sometimes it's just as simple as choosing your outfit, including the right shoes. I know for me, if I'm in a funk and I start the day wearing my slippers, that's pretty much going to dictate the rest of the day for how I'm going to feel and what I'm going to get achieved. But if I put my running shoes on and my active wear on and I am dressed for going and doing something, then I know that that's going to help my funk, because I know that even if I don't feel like it, if I put these clothes on, the feelings will soon follow. So, I've got my running shoes on, let's get out of the funk and go and do something. So good to talk to you. Thank you. You're such a good friend. Alright, love you too. Bye. Phone a friend. Such a helpful thing to do when you're in a funk. Reach out, let them know what's going on in your world. It doesn't have to be dramatic, it doesn't have to be this big deal. You can just ring and say, I'm having a really crap day and I just need to talk about it, or I just wanted to talk to you, or whatever it is. The beauty about reaching out to someone is that they can give you perspective on your situation, they can cheer you up, and sometimes they can even just give you an accountability if there's some changes that you need to make and you want some help with that. They can keep you on track. So phone a friend. You know, sometimes you gotta choose a really good tune and just crank it, because music is highly emotive. So pick some really good songs that are gonna uplift you and give you an upbeat and get you out of your funk, and just crank them, whether you're doing housework or driving in the car. If you're stuck for ideas, you can check out the link to our Sound of Courage playlist that we've done, and we've picked some awesome songs about finding your courage to carry on. So crank your music, brave girls! The next thing is, you got to do one thing that's really good for you. Whether that is getting out and taking a walk, maybe it's a run if you're into that, maybe it's a bike ride. If that's too hard, then simply make a smoothie, eat an apple. Do one thing that is good and healthy. Make a start on something. Go somewhere inspiring. Head out of your house and head to somewhere out into nature where you can breathe the fresh air and get some perspective of the bigger picture. And there's nothing better than nature to do that. So whether that's the beach or the bush or up a mountain, whatever that looks like for you, but somewhere where you realise that the world is a bigger place and puts your issues and your funk into perspective. So get outside, go somewhere inspiring and breathe it in. Prayer. One of the gifts of being a woman of faith is prayer. And it's an opportunity to take all of our horrible stuff, all of the stuff that's the feelings in the funk, the sadness, the hard times, the frustration, the depression, all of that kind of stuff, and just give it to God and say, God, this is me, this is my reality right now. And when you pray those words, please help me. the beautiful exchange happens, and you can lift up all that stuff, and what comes down is just a grace and mercy and peace that is beyond all of understanding, and just this beautiful sense of inner strength and courage that can only come from God. So when you're in your funk, just take a moment, take a deep breath and pray. You know, sometimes you just got to ask for help, whether that's a doctor or a health shop or a counsellor. Sometimes the funk is a little bit more than just snapping out of it or getting out of it. And so be okay and go and get yourself checked out. Go to a counsellor, talk it through, get some professional help. Go and get some supplements to help you with your vitamin D or sleeping better. Go to the doctor and discuss medication if that's what you need. It's really important. Take the next step, and this is all about planning. For those list makers out there, I know you're going to love this one, but it's about taking your calendar, taking your Excel spreadsheet and creating a budget, doing whatever it's going to take to help you in the long term with reducing the amount of funks you maybe get into, reducing the stress, reducing the pressure. So after we've taken that time right in step one to figure out the funk, this is the time to really plan your way out of the funk. Like, what do you need to put in place? What plans do you need to put in place to ensure this doesn't happen? And sometimes if that's too much, then taking the next step, just doing the next right thing. So make a plan, do the next right thing. Okay, so here's the thing. Life is full of ups and downs. You have good moments, you have hard moments, you have good moods and you have bad moods. This segment was all about getting out of the funk when you're finding yourself in maybe a bad mood or a hard mood or constantly. But you got to accept that life is full of up and downs. That's why it's called life. We may not be able to control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. And this is what it's about, making some good choices to help you get out of that funk, because you can control how you react to that. You got to allow yourself to feel the feelings though. You can't squash them down or shut them down. Feel the feelings, but make sure they don't rule over your everyday agenda. Feel the feelings, but don't let them rule you. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below about maybe some of the ways that you find getting out of a funk, some of your tried and true recipes. We're all in this together, we're stronger together. This is what my tips are for getting out of the funk. I'd love to hear yours. Until next time, see ya.